Hey friends, welcome back. Today I wanted to bring y'all along for my day, like a day in the life productive vlog. I've got a lot of stuff done today, and so I thought I'd bring y'all along for my day as I share everything. I'm getting started by getting the kids' lunches ready. We had kind of made them up last night, but I had a couple other things I need to do to get them ready, so that's what I'm doing. I'm also going ahead and unloaded the dishwasher, so that way throughout the day today, we can go ahead and load that back up. I don't always do this first thing in the morning. Actually, the kids I hadn't even got them to school yet, but I decided to go ahead and do that because there wasn't that many in there, so we could go ahead and get them loaded back up. Got all the girls ready, just showing Millie here because she's the only one that I vlogged this morning actually getting ready. Making my coffee in the mornings. I try to remember to make my coffee in like a glass cup. I know that's better for me to do it that way, but I don't always remember to do it because I always use my leftover Starbucks cups, but I try to remember to do that when I can remember. I'm also feeding my sourdough starter. It is going, it's not, so it is rising within about 24 hours. It's doubling. But I'm not sure why it's not doubling a little quicker. So if anybody's got any tips, yeah, hopefully it'll get there. But this is a before of my bathroom. I wanted to get started in my bathroom first. It needed a really good cleaning, so I got started with that. I want to show y'all some places in my shower. It has been a while since I've got in my shower and did a really good cleaning to it. And I love the after when I do this, and every time we take a shower, I feel like it just feels so much better when it's clean and a little more organized, and I don't have a bunch of stuff in there like I did just now. So I am getting my shower good and clean. I also thought a little bit in this video, I asked over on Instagram to ask questions. I thought we'd do a Q&A either over there or on here. And I didn't get to it over there just yet, so I thought we could answer a few on here throughout the video, just kind of chat. It's kind of a longer video, kind of getting stuff done, so I thought we'd just chat a little bit. And then later on towards the end of the video, we're also going to be meal prepping for the next 4 days as well, so I thought I'd share what I'm doing for meal prep this week along in this video. I've been using Branch Basics cleaning products for several months now. I shared them with y'all. It's probably been probably back in like October. I can't remember exactly, but I love them and I use them everywhere throughout my house. So I'm actually using their bathroom cleaner for my shower. Now for the glass part, I do something different, but as far as cleaning my shower, it does a really great job of getting it clean. So I just let that sit for just a few minutes, and then I used a little scrubber and scrubbed it, and it did a really great job. And then I'm just using a cup to kind of rinse it off. And I've been saying for 3 years now, ever since we got our shower done 2.5 to 3 years ago, I want to change out our shower head, and I still haven't done that. And I wouldn't care, but this is the biggest part that I'm like, I wish we would change it out for that reason. So I don't know, we may eventually do that. But I'm getting to the glass part with my little squeegee, or my Dawn Power Wash. So I'm letting that sit for a few minutes, washing that good. And that's how I clean my glass. And then I squeegee it after I rinse it, and then use a little bit of glass cleaner. The biggest tip I have as far as glass showers is use the squeegee on them every time you shower. It takes like 30 seconds to do, if that, but it keeps them so clean compared if you don't. I haven't cleaned this glass in quite some time, and it really didn't even look that bad. So while I get to the rest of my bathroom and share all that, I wanted to get to a few of the questions. So the first, I'll just answer them like throughout this video. So the first one is, how is Millie like in preschool? She absolutely loves it, and I'm so glad we decided to send her. We were kind of going back and forth on whether we would just let her kind of stay home for her last year of being home before kindergarten, or if we should send her. We decided to send her, and it has been so good for her. She absolutely loves it, and I know it's going to help with that transition to kindergarten, and she loves going as much as she can. She goes 4 days a week, and it's just a few hours a day, but she loves it so much, and I'm so glad we decided to do that. And then another question kind of going along with that is, will we send Cal to preschool next year? And I honestly haven't really thought about it up until probably these last few weeks, and if we may send him. And I think we might. I think it'd be good for him. Now, the funny thing about it is he won't even stay in our church nursery. He is so attached to me, but, well, he does sometimes. Like, he doesn't a whole lot, but he would rather just be with me. But I'm hoping, because he goes in every day with me and Millie, we bring her to her class, we pick her up every day. I'm hoping that will be a good like transition for him. Hoping that once, if we decide to send them, I'm just hoping that kind of helps with it. And he saw Millie go a lot, and then, you know, him be excited to go. So I think it would help me out so much as far as getting some work done. I mean, on YouTube, like YouTube is my job, and it is not always easy not having help with him. And I always feel guilty when I'm having to film or edit and I sit him, we're in front of the TV while I do that. I really feel guilty doing that. So I think it'd be so good for him for that reason, and just really good for me too. So that way, and if we send him, it'd just be probably a couple of days a week, but I think it'd just be good for me as well to be able to get work done kind of by myself and not having to stop 100 times while I'm trying to do it. Those are just my thoughts on it right now. I'm not sure exactly what we'll do, whether we decide to send him or decide not to. So we'll just kind of see how things go over the next several months and decide as it gets closer. Another question I got a few times, and if you follow me on Instagram, you I had talked about probably about a month ago, I was going to the doctor for some testing. And so I had got a question or a few questions about how that went, and it was for recurrent loss. I asked my doctor, or the doctor I saw, I guess I should say, I asked her for a workup for recurrent loss, and so that's what we did. My OB that I had saw for 12, at least for probably 12 years, he's no longer doing pregnancy care. He actually just stopped that. At the beginning of the year, he stopped doing pregnancy care and just doing gynecology care. So I had to start seeing someone else, and I haven't really found someone that I'm going to start seeing yet. But this specific doctor was the doctor we saw once we found out we lost our last baby. And so I saw her for that appointment, and she tested for things like blood clotting disorders. That was the biggest thing she tested for, like anti-cardiolipin syndrome, and those actually came back normal, which I was kind of surprised that they did. I was actually kind of leaning towards that because I had heard from so many of y'all kind of your experiences with it, but those came back normal. And then another one she tested for was prolactin levels, and those were normal as well. And there might have been one or two more, but either way, all of my testing came back normal. And I wasn't sure whether I should be happy about that or kind of not so happy because we still didn't get answers. I even asked her, like, you know, if there's things that you can't test me for, maybe we could get referred out to a reproductive endocrinologist. When I think of a reproductive endocrinologist, that's who we saw at the beginning of our marriage as we were trying to have a baby. But they also deal with things like this, like recurrent loss and figuring out, you know, kind of if there's a reason why, you know, you keep having a loss. So at this point, she kind of tested for everything she could, and everything came back normal. There is one more procedure that I'm going to do in a couple weeks, and it is an ultrasound where, like, I can't remember the name of it. They like put a dye up in like my tubes and my uterus, and they look at everything. So that's one more procedure to do, which I'm kind of expecting that to come back normal, but she gave me the option to do that. She didn't necessarily like recommend, but she said we could do that if you want to. So I told her, sure, we can go ahead and schedule and do that. So that's in a couple weeks, and we'll kind of go from there. But so far, we have no answers. As I mentioned before, both losses happened after we were traveling. The first one was when we got back, when we realized our baby didn't have a heartbeat. The second one, we were on our trip and it happened. And Still don't know if there's a correlation, but I do know that whatever we decide for our future, I don't think I would be comfortable traveling at all, especially more than like an hour or so, because this has happened, and I don't think that my anxiety over it would just probably not be the best idea to travel. So like I said, not sure if there's any correlation. Like, I've heard different stories about it, but it's just really odd to me how it happened both times while traveling. And so anyways, no answers so far, and I'm pretty sure we probably won't get any answers, but we have tried to figure out answers, but we have found out nothing. I've had 3 healthy pregnancies and a few other not healthy pregnancies and didn't have the best outcome. We've also added to our family through adoption one of our kiddos. So I know that, I've had 3 healthy pregnancies, and not sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure we probably won't even get any answers as to why this happened, but I am glad we've tried and we've kind of tested for everything we know to test for at least. So that's kind of everything going on with that. Here's the after of my room. I haven't even talked about that. We've been doing this little Q&A session. Cleaned up the room, got the bed all cleaned up. Sheets didn't need washing today. Got that all clean and mopped. Now we're getting into the dining area and the kitchen. So here's a little before of that. And I'm going to start getting the table clean and getting the kitchen nice and clean. I'm trying to show y'all before, so that way you can see how my house looks most of the time. There's always stuff on the table. There's always stuff in the floor, toys everywhere. So I'm trying to show y'all before of how it looks. So that way, if any of y'all can relate as well, until at least I get it clean. And then it's clean for like an hour, and then it's right back to how it was. So anyways, I'm getting the table cleaned up. I think pretty much every cleaning product I use is the Branch Basics, I love their all-purpose cleaner. This video is not sponsored. I just love their cleaners, but I love their all-purpose cleaner, and I use that every single day in my kitchen. One of the questions I asked y'all over on Instagram, and I loved the feedback from it, is what kind of videos do you want to see? Or what are your favorite videos from me? And I got such a mix of different videos that I loved that, because I feel like I do that on my channel, just kind of a mix of everything. So I felt like a video like this is, I'm like cleaning motivation, day in the life stuff. A lot of people said Q&As. So I feel like this is a good mix of everything. A lot of people said cooking and what I eat in a day. I'm meal prepping later on in this video. So I feel like this is such a good mix of like all the answers that I got. And so I loved that idea of taking those questions that y'all asked over Instagram and kind of incorporating that into this video. So let me know what y'all think as well. So next question, I thought we could answer a few more questions as we're cleaning, is where do I shop for clothes? And if y'all haven't already could tell, and most of y'all know like my style, I love being comfortable because I'm at home pretty much all day, every day, except when I go out, I might dress up just a little bit more, but I love lounge clothes. I love leggings. I love joggers like the ones I have on today, which these are from Marshall's. I actually really love getting joggers from like Marshall's, and I love Halara. They have really good ones as well. I wear those as well sometimes. I actually have several pieces from them, leggings and joggers and different pieces, but I really love shopping. Marshall's, I get some things from there, mostly like athletic stuff, or athleisure. And then I love Walmart. I actually just went to Walmart today to get some like little Valentine's stuff for my kids. I actually went very non-traditional for Valentine's stuff for them, because they have already gotten a lot of candy from family for Valentine's Day, and I didn't want to keep that up. I didn't want to get any more candy because we already have so much. And I know that they're going to get a ton at school as well. But I went very non-traditional, and I got them like a new like casual dress. Super cute. They're $5.98 at Walmart. Walmart has so many cute things. And then I got them some pajamas and then like a little snack to go with it. So it was very non-traditional, but they're going to love it because they have so many other like candy items from school and family. But anyways, Walmart has so many cute spring things now. I haven't got a good look at the adult things yet, but the kids stuff is so good and their swimsuits are so good. So go check out your local Walmart, especially if you haven't been there since they put out some spring stuff, because it is so cute. But for myself, I love shopping at Walmart. I get some dresses at Walmart. I get different tops and stuff there. Target as well. I get a lot of stuff from Target. And then I would say Old Navy as well. Those are the main places I shop for myself. Pretty much that's about it. And Sam's Club. I like getting stuff from Sam's Club too. So many of y'all just asked how I was doing, and one of y'all even worded it. She said, "How are you doing? We honestly just love and care about you so much," which was so, so kind. I got so many responses like that, and just so many people asking, how am I doing, which is so kind. I am doing well. I mean, we've had a lot going on in our family in 2024, and we're only a month and a half in. But I am doing well despite all that. I think staying busy helps so much. I absolutely mourn the losses of my babies, mourn the loss of the family member we just lost and all of that. But life goes on, and I am doing well. I am, like I've said before, I'm grateful for the babies I have here. If I never have another baby, I am so blessed and so grateful for what I do have. I am finishing up all the kitchen stuff. Y'all see my chicken I have laid out here. I have been laying that out this morning so I could get the meal prep done for the week. But here's a little after. I had gotten to my appliances a few days before this, and they didn't look that bad, so I decided not to do that because that's a little bit of a process too when I clean those. So here's a before of my living room, which is not bad. Normally it is a lot worse than this, I will say that. Most of the time we have a lot more toys and things than this, but it was just Cal and I here, so it hadn't got too bad at this point. I was gonna just let him be and let him keep building his blocks and kind of work around him. He brought those in the living room to play with, and I was just gonna work around him, vacuum around him. So I'm just straightening up the living room and using my vacuum and vacuuming the rug. I've had such a productive day. It has felt so good. So the next thing I want to get done is meal prep. It is already after lunchtime, but my chicken was not thawed out. I forgot to lay it out earlier. And so I didn't eat this for lunch. I actually just ate like a brunch, like a breakfast, and count it as lunch too. But we're gonna make a sheet pan meal prep. I feel like it's been a while since I've meal prepped. I've gotten like factor meals and things, or like sandwiches for the week, but actual meal prepping, it's been a while. So I'm gonna meal prep for the next 4 days, so Wednesday through Saturday. And this just looks really easy. I actually got all this last week on my grocery order, and then when I wasn't able to get to it with everything we had going on last week, so I'm gonna get to it today, and everything's still good, thankfully. All the veggies I bought for it. So let's get started. I need to chop up some veggies. I've got 2 like large chicken breasts that I'm going to cut in half to make 4. So I've got some zucchini. I've got broccoli. I've got 2 zucchini. We've got 1 yellow squash. We've got an onion. And feel free to use like whatever veggies you want. These are just the ones I have. We're also going to do some olive oil. The recipe calls for avocado oil, but I don't have any out of that. Honey, salt, pepper, oregano, basil, and balsamic vinegar. I think that's it. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna cut these in half. This is some butcher box chicken, yummy. I'm gonna cut this in half and get everything cut up and get everything on my pan. All right, so we've got veggies cut up. We've got our zucchini, yellow squash, chicken. I cut it in half, an onion, and a head of broccoli. I've Probably could have done 2 heads of broccoli. All right, so I'm gonna do some balsamic vinegar. We're gonna do about 1/4 cup of this. I'm gonna do like a tablespoon of olive oil. All right, we're gonna do some, what is this? Basil. Some basil. And then a little bit of oregano. The recipe calls for a teaspoon of basil. I'll tell you what the recipe calls for. I'm doing mine a little different to save points. It calls for 3 tablespoons avocado oil, 1/3 cup balsamic vinegar, a teaspoon of dried basil, and 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. But I'm kind of doing mine a little differently to save the points. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of honey. And then I'm gonna do a good helping of salt and pepper. I realize y'all probably couldn't see that the whole time I was doing that. All right, I'm gonna whisk this all together. All right, and then I'm gonna pour this over all the veggies. A little bit on the chicken too. I'm gonna use my hands and mix all this together. I think a little more honey would be even better, but kind of using what I've got, or making a little less points. All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven on 400 until it's done. Maybe like 20 to 25 minutes until I know the chicken's done and the veggies are tender. So that's what we're looking like. You can serve this over rice or something, but I don't know, I may or may not. So I divided these out between 4 days, which is Wednesday through Saturday, because I got started with this meal prep a little bit later in the week than I try to. But I just had a piece of chicken. I wish I would have done 4 whole pieces to have a little bit extra protein, a little more filling. But I just cut them in half. It was pretty big pieces, so it was fine. But next time I definitely do like 4 whole pieces of chicken. And then the vegetables were so good and so tender. I actually got this idea from a reel on Instagram that I saw. But honestly, I would prefer doing exactly this, but just using my G. Hughes teriyaki marinade on it versus making this up. I think it tastes even better than what I did today. To be honest with y'all, I do exactly the same, except instead of making my own sauce to go on it, I would just do one of the G. Hughes, and it's just so much easier, and those are always so good. So I'm doing some laundry. This was the kids' laundry. I am folding theirs. Usually we do 1 load every night. Ethan throws a load of all of ours together in, and then usually the next day I'll do a load of towels. But we had a little bit more laundry today than usual, so we did 2 separate loads. So I'm doing that and then going to put all of their clothes up in their rooms. During the weekend, we got into the kids' rooms and finally switched out their closets from back in December. If y'all remember, we switched their rooms. I think I shared a little bit about that. We flip-flop rooms. Like Delaney went into the other room, Ren and Millie went into the other one. So we finally just now got to the closets, switching them over to the appropriate rooms, and they look so good, and I'm so glad we finally got that done. So I'm just hanging up their dresses and things that go into the closets. But I hope y'all enjoy coming along for my day, and I hope you guys enjoy these types of videos. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye.